Show. 9:45 is the time on this Wednesday morning. A little bit behind schedule with Vitality. Jackie Duty joins us now, the executive director, along with Skye Bellarmine, correct? I didn't even have to. Normally, Jackie, this is a little bit trepidatious whenever I go and just go ahead and start going here. But, I'm so glad to have you on the show, Skye, because, you're a national child passenger safety advocate. Mm-hmm. And with that, there's no greater time to talk about that than, especially now with it being the summer and so many people on the roads, but there really isn't a bad time to talk about this either. And I'm so excited to get to know your story and to get to learn more about the Vitality connection here. So tell us about this, Jackie, exciting partnership.
I'll tell you what, I had a chance to meet Skye a few weeks ago, and we've had the most incredible conversations. And you just never know when you're getting to know somebody. You start a journey of conversations, and you're like, okay, this is, where we connect with these books and doing these different things. And then I started talking about what we were doing with Vitality and just, all these partnerships and the things we're doing. And it just totally uncovered a new conversation about what she was doing. I mean, we had already talked several times and I had no idea. And then she started sharing her story with me and it blew me away. It was incredible to hear it. And I was like, oh my gosh, people need to hear this. This is so important, as we were just talking about, like child safety and what are we doing to really bring awareness to the importance of having car seats and having them installed correctly. And I was like, okay, you need to go and share this with everybody because her story is so powerful.
Well, and it's so important too. I mean, and so many times it's something that, you really don't think about, all too often about, making sure everybody's, taken care of and safely installed in the vehicles too. And, I think it ties in to beyond pregnancy, Vitality continuing to, support women, and support children. And, take me to this. So why has this become your life's mission, Skye?
So I was hit by a wrong way driver on the interstate.
That's incredible. Wow.
So she did not know what she was doing. There were police chasing her the wrong way on the interstate. And apparently, from what the sheriff told me later, I was the last car through before the roadblock was set up. So I swerved, tried to get out of her way, couldn't get out of her way. She hit me head on. She was on a mission to end her life that night. So she had some stuff going on.
Oh, no.
And so she hit me head on and... I went into shock after that, and it took the rescuers an hour and a half to extract me from the car.
And this is the vehicle, correct?
That's the vehicle, yes. That's what's left of my car.
I don't know how easy that is to see.
That easily. Wow.
Yeah. So the twins were 13 months old. They were buckled in their car seats in the back of that car.
And you can see one of the car seats right here.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Well, and so, the moment that happens, I'm sure that no one can begin to imagine that situation unless you're truly involved in that situation. What was it? Was the first thought I got in it? Was it fear? Was it getting to my children? What was the first thing that went through your head? Is this? Just a life-changing moment happened.
Well, they air ambulance me over to UT Knoxville Medical Center. We were driving back from visiting some family in the Southeast. We were driving back to Virginia. So they air ambulance me over to UT Knoxville. They bring me into the emergency room. Apparently I had internal bleeding, compound fractures, broken hip, broken pelvis, compound fractures in my leg, my left arm, broken foot, all that. So they started trying to repair me, but the whole time they were telling, when my family got there, they said she's not going to make it. And I was in a coma. So they said she's not going to live. If she does, by some miracle, she'll be a vegetable. And then at that point, she's never going to walk again. And you saw me walk in here just now.
Yeah.
So apparently God had other plans.
Yeah.
So woke up 7 days later from the coma. So when you wake up looking straight up at bright lights and you realize you're in a hospital and you're on a ventilator and you know your babies were in the back seat of your car, what do you think the first thought is, oh my God, they're fine. One little fracture on the wrist, one little scratch on a chin.
Are you that's incredible. You got a guardian angel over you guys, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
How old were your babies at that time?
13 months.
13 months.
So we had
twins.
just turned back then. The rule was at that point, when they're 20 pounds, 13 months, you can turn the car seats around. Now the rule of thumb is rear facing, ages birth to 2 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's more stringent now than it was back then.
Do you think that rear-facing seat is that what saved your babies?
Well, we had just turned them
just turned them.
We had just turned them around.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think saved them that day then?
The car seats were installed properly. And the newspaper article in the Knoxville paper talked about this and mentioned 4 times in one article that the car seats were installed properly, which 95% of the time, car seats are not installed properly. I mean, I could tell you, I could walk into any parking lot anywhere, look at all the car seats, and there will either be misinstalled, too loose, don't fit the car, or expired.
Yep, that's what I was going to. They're expired too. Well, how does this change your perspective? Because to me, you don't know at the time, I'm sure, until you wake up and life starts to be put back together for you, that this woman had, a really bad, whatever was going on in her life to make that decision happen. Right. Does that change your perspective? What goes through your mind, after something like that, given the factors?
So first of all, the babies are fine. So family was there kind of helping take care of them. I was in a wheelchair for a while. I had 12 surgeries to rebuild me over 6 years of my life. So I'm the bionic woman. Yeah, if we ever go to the airport, any government building, the Smithsonian Institute, Bush Stadium, I set off the detector.
Oh my God.
Even the Smithsonian, yeah. But medical miracles all along the way.
Yeah.
Because even I was internally bleeding in the emergency room and they couldn't stop it. And they opened me up. So I have a scar there too. But they just closed me back up. They're like, oh, well, we'll just keep giving transfusions and hopefully it'll stop. And it did. It did. But that journey really, and then somebody heard about my story who worked in car seat safety in D.C. and said, hey, would you be a spokesperson to kind of advocate for car seat safety? Because so I started giving talks at schools and hospitals and companies and to talk with the staff at a hospital with this kind of story. And typically hospitals, make sure you have a car seat in the car. But what we really need to do, and I'm an advocate for having some certified technician on staff at each shift in the hospital for whenever somebody is discharged with a baby.
Yeah.
So that they're safe when they're on the way home. I was talking to the NICU nurses one time. I said, you've spent months saving these babies' lives. And then the parents pick them up. And if the car seat's not installed right, the second they leave the parking lot, they're endangered.
And it's not, to me, it's one of those things too, as parents. And I don't, I feel like we've all kind of had those moments where you're transferring car seats because mom and dad don't have one, or grandma and grandpa don't have one, or whoever's hanging out with the baby that afternoon, or your toddler to go to the park or whatever, you transfer the car seat. And then when you transfer it back, you're like, oh, well, I just got to go to the store real quick. It's a 5-minute drive. What could go wrong? Well, a lot could go wrong in 5 minutes when you're driving, and who wants to take that chance and to always just remember the proper way to install your car seat and make sure everything's secure? I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Well, absolutely. And even when I talk with parents, say, well, have you had your car seat inspected by a certified technician? Yeah, we went to the fire department. When? Well, 6 months ago. Yeah. So you've checked it every time you put your child in the car? You mean we're supposed to? Yes, you do a 60-second check that it doesn't move more than an inch this way, that the harness strap is at chest level. You just make sure everything's right.
Well, and see, it goes back to how your children were able to stay not just alive, but really almost unharmed completely because of the word proper. It was done the right way, and it wasn't. Right. And it's one of those things where I'm sure there's so many other stories out there nationally and globally where someone did make the mistake or didn't know how to put it in their car seat, and it's a completely different story.
Yeah. Well, it is, and even on top of that, when you turn around the seat forward facing, till about around age 5 or so, then a lot of parents drop the ball, or caregivers drop the ball at that point and just put them in a seatbelt. No, there's this thing called a booster seat.
Yeah.
And you need to have the child in the booster seat. My rule of thumb and the organization that I work with is they need to be 8 years old 80 pounds, 4'9" before they move to a regular seatbelt.
Yeah.
Because that keeps them lifted up to where the belt's in the proper place. If it's not in the proper place, it's called seatbelt syndrome, and it will cut and injure the organs. If you put your child, if you take your child out of a booster seat too soon, that will happen. And my mother, who was all of like barely 5 feet, she said, "Ooh, she's very Southern. Back in the day, if that had been the rule, then I would have been in a booster seat till high school." I said, yeah, Gran, you would. Yeah.
Well, it goes down to this matter that really that proper installation saves lives, and it really matters at all stages of this, whether you're an infant, you have an infant or a 13-month-old in the car, or an 18-month-old or 19-month-old, or, all the way up to the time where it's almost time to transition into being a big kid and getting out of the booster seat, Is there a brand or anything that you guys recommend? Or not really, I don't know if you push brands, but, or is it just a select style that you guys?
Right, yeah. And you go with the style, and I don't push particular brands because there's a number of them that are very acceptable. But always look for the recall notices. If you're about to go to the store or you're going to order one online, even the booster seats, what have you, always check for updated recall notices. Because when we do car seat events, that's something people drive in to get their car seats checked. Okay, so is it tight enough? Is it installed right? Does it fit the car? Does it fit the child? Is there a recall on it, or is it expired?
How long does it take for them to expire normally?
About 6 to 10 years. And you really think about the extreme temperatures that happen in your car.
That's what I was going to ask you about,
So the safety standards do change. And just wear and tear, like you say, in and out, in and out, in and out. In the lower anchor tethers for children, the latch systems in newer cars does help with proper installation.
I was going to, what happens if you're in a situation where you just can't, it's just, for some reason, it's just not level. It's just moving a tiny, tiny bit. Is it just where you take the whole, is there a way that you kind of just start over from scratch?
You can start over from scratch. So something like the pool noodles, you can use roll those, you pool noodles, really getting your knee in there to get it tight and make sure you pull the strap all the way out to where it'll lock when it goes back in. But if it's not fitting, you need to figure out what car seat you have and whether or not it's supposed to be in that car. Because when my youngest was born, we went and bought, the brand, I guess it was Graco at the time, but we went and bought the car seat, the infant seat, and it wouldn't fit the Cherokee. It wouldn't fit the car.
I've noticed
so
that.
We had to go back and get another one.
Yeah, because some of them, like the incline on the base or what, they just don't line. It just doesn't sit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and booster seats and bases expire too.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. The plastic, the wear and tear. Yeah.
This is really fascinating stuff. And, we have a couple of minutes here. We'll take a break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk more about the hot and cold safety tips in a vehicle too with you, Skye. And also want to talk a little bit about your books. Jackie, we'll talk more about the partnership, and then we'll put it all together in a nice bow. It's 9:59. We'll break for top of the hour. More show next.
Looking for the perfect camper for your next getaway? Visit Coleman's Country Campers at 2 Fun Lane in Hartford, Illinois, where families have been finding travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and RVs since 1991. Call 618-254-1180 and let their friendly team help you find the right camper for your next adventure. From weekend camping trips to cross-country memories, your journey begins at Coleman's Country Campers, because at Coleman's, adventure starts on Fun Street.
This July, the fastest boats in the world take over the Mississippi. Catch the thrill of F1 powerboat racing, July 17th to 19th, Riverfront Park in Alton, Illinois. Speed, rivals, champions. This is more than a race. It's the Midwest National. Kicking off with the Meet and Greet Street Party, July 17th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Max in downtown Alton. Cold beer and live music. Alton Midwest Nationals F1 powerboat racing, July 17th to 19th. Don't miss the action.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As the storm hits, your roof protects everything underneath it. Trust the storm damage and roof replacement experts, Archer Roofing and Restoration, providing free inspections, help with insurance claims, and offer financing options that make replacing your roof affordable. Proudly veteran-owned and community-focused. We're here when our neighbors need us most. Call 618-575-0016 or visit archerroof.com today.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
If you thought quality home building was a thing of the past, think again. Welcome to Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes, an award-winning builder known for craftsmanship, attention to detail, and homes designed around the way you live. From thoughtful design to expert construction, every home we build reflects decades of experience and a commitment to doing things the right way. Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes, award-winning homes built with pride. Visit Pasley.com to learn more and start building your dream home today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today. Meet the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace. Best-in-class efficiency, durability, and smart technology. At Backyard Boilers, we're your trusted central boiler dealer, bringing you EPA-certified outdoor furnaces that burn up to 60% less wood. With the Firestar controller, you can monitor your system right from your phone. Built with titanium-enhanced stainless steel, these furnaces are made to last. Call Backyard Boilers in Perry, Illinois today at 217-473-7568 and make this your warmest, most efficient winter yet.
Nobody cares what I know until they know that I care. And here at Stevens Planning, we establish a relationship built on trust as soon as you walk through our doors. We cover every aspect of a solid retirement plan. We will help you with investment choices as well as address and acknowledge your plans for financial development. It's our responsibility to help you safely and efficiently navigate your finances. You are the reason we're here, and whether you choose to join us at Stevens Planning, allowing us the opportunity to secure your future or not, we look forward to getting to know you.
.04 Daily Show. I love it because no one can hear us during the break, so they always just wonder. That's the best part of the show.
That's the best stories. That's what they do.
Skye, as we're getting back into this, and so I'm glad that we're hearing. It seems like this summer, at least, less stories of those really tragic, moments of whether it's we made a bad mistake in judgment, or we forgot something and there's a baby left in a car. It seems like this year I haven't seen a lot of those stories. That doesn't mean they aren't out there. But it's a good time to really talk about this because there's so many times where I want to just run right into Walgreens and I still got the air conditioner on or whatever, and what if I just run it out real fast, and you can't. It's just not the right thing to do for me. Take me through a little bit about this and how these summer temperatures can really affect children and really just being cautious of that.
Well, like we talked about the car seats expiring and becoming unusable just with the extremities of the temperatures in the car.
Yeah.
Well, a car heats up and cools down a lot more quickly than the outside atmosphere. And so hypothermia deaths of children happen every year. And there are certain universities that are keeping databases on it.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Golden Gate University has kept a database on it. And just trying to keep up with your child, make sure they're safely in a car seat, and don't leave them in the car. Particularly when there's no airflow or anything going on, but just don't leave them in the car. And I mean, not to be a pain or whatever, but when I see a child left in a parking lot, I go talk to the store manager.
Oh, yeah, no, that's unacceptable.
You need to make an announcement. Or a dog or a pet.
Yeah. Right. Well, and see, I'm right there with you because there's so many times that it bothers me because, we all get into a hurry, or we want to get in and out of the store. We're going in for 30 seconds, but you just never know. And you read all these stories, whether it's, crime related or it's, a natural disaster related thing with heat or, it's just not worth it, and keeping your baby safe should always be the first and utmost priority of that,
Well, yeah. And again, it's trying to run into the store or whatever, but also when you have newborns or young children,
100%.
You're kind of sleep deprived and all that. And there have been stories where they just forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking.
And it's heartbreaking. Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is too, and I just know this because there's times where I'm making, an as an adult, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I run out of gas, and I did this one time 2 years ago in the summer, right there on Godfrey Road. That car heats up quick, and you can have the air conditioner on low like I do, and it can run for 3 days. But the moment you stop running that car, man, it just jumps in temperature.
It does. Well, and just on the reminder of remembering your child's actually in the car with you, there's certain things you can do. You can put a stuffed animal in the front seat.
Is there really?
Just
so
remind
I didn't know
you.
If there was something like
and
that.
I actually have a Mustang, and it has a reminder. I have it set to where when I turn the car off, it says check the back seat. It has a picture of a car seat. So there's technology out there for cars.
Wow.
There's reminders that can be on key fobs, but something as simple as just when your child's in the car, put a string on your gear shift, put a scrunchie on your gear shift, or a stuffed animal in the front seat, just as some type of reminder, because I know we all get busy. That's
such a great tip.
Yeah. Just as a gentle reminder that you've got somebody on board.
It becomes part of it's habitual, and that's because I didn't even think there was really anything you could do with that, and that's just brilliant. Yeah. Going further with this too, you were talking about hypothermia a little bit, and I think that's something it's good to touch on, especially in our area, because I think that a lot of us are more cautious about the summer sun potentially than the winter months, because we're like, well, we can always add more layers and we can do this and that, but even, for when it gets brutally cold out, is there anything you could advise? Because, sometimes car heaters just can't keep up when it's 10 degrees outside and you're driving down the road.
Well, something definitely to not do is don't put your child or baby in a jacket before you put it in the car seat, because it won't be tight. It won't have the car seat straps, harness strap, that will not be tight enough. Even a 5-point restraint system will not be tight enough if they're wearing a jacket. So have them in regular clothes. You can lay a blanket over their lap Okay, something like that. And just if you've got vents that come into the back, just make sure there's some air circulation back there for them to kind of keep it warmed up. But just don't put them in a jacket thinking, I'm going to keep them warm in the car, because then you're making them unsafe in their car seat.
Yeah. This is all really good stuff, Jackie, and I'm so glad that you brought Skye in with you today.
Me too. She's amazing.
So before we touch on the author portion of your work here, Skye, Jackie, just to familiarize the audience a little bit more, take us through just the partnership a little bit here with Vitality too.
And that's what I love so much is that whenever when our patients will sign up for the parenting classes and they go in and they get these points that can be redeemed, they can come into our resource shop, they can get the clothes, they can also get bigger items like car seats, and they can
that's right.
So that was, as we were talking about all these things, I'm like, how great is it that now we have access to more information about making sure that, yes, we can provide the car seats, and we have, people that we can connect you with to make sure that you're doing it, and that, just car seat safety is such a key component. And so we want to make sure
that's a great parenting class topic one day too, because you guys have such great parenting class. I mean, that's something every parent and grandparent should know is car seat safety. 1000%.
It was something I don't ever remember talking about when I was, when I had my little guys. It was just something that we just assumed we were doing it well. But I think about, if I had been plugged into these parenting classes, I could have, gotten access to more education, could have made sure, just that peace of mind, and knowing that I was doing it the right way and that my boys were going to be safe, because everything she's talked about today, I think I've kind of done. I would put them in not just the I put them in like the Christmas Story, like big thing, like the kids couldn't put their arms down, and then put them in the car seat. And I'm like, well, that wasn't safe, and I think back to how different it was. Even when we were talking when we were kids, we're just rolling around in the back seat, not even buckled up. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd sit in the back of a bed of a truck and
hit the Miller Lite can, and you have a little bit of fun.
Right? Like that's...
You're right though, because there's still that famous viral video now of whenever they brought the seatbelt law in, and they're like, well, we're gonna make this a communist country, like they're really upset and like telling this TV station what's going on. And it's not been that long in terms of history though that we've really done this.
I think about that even when my guys were little and they first started talking about the booster seat, and at the time it seemed ridiculous. I'm like, why? He's 4, he's gonna be, like he doesn't need to. But now I'm looking at it through a new lens going, okay, wait a minute. There's a reason these regulations have changed.
Speaking of your son, Tyler, congratulations on his successful video event. I saw that. He had a full house there at the Wedge, by the way.
We actually had we had a whole section, like an extra seating section off camera, that there were another 10 people over on the side.
That's awesome.
And it was just,
I wanted to shout him out there. That's really good stuff.
Thank you. He's crushing it right now, man. I'm kicking back going, that's, I'm just like, oh, Tyler.
So, Skye, you are an author too. Fill me in on your work here with your books.
Okay, so I'm #1 international best-selling author. Yay! The Breaking Solace trilogy, and Breaking Solace, Escaping Solace are the first 2 books. There's a movie script being written about the story, and the 3rd book will be out in October, Without Solace. And so that journey's been interesting. I did have my main character go through a car accident, a car wreck very similar to mine. But what's even more interesting, it's a fictional novel trilogy kind of based on my story. But what happened, it has narcissistic relationships in the storyline. And what happened on launch day for both books, fictional novel category, went into 46 categories of self-help books in psychology, domestic violence, narcissism, and toxic relationships on launch day in 4 nations.
Wow.
So psychologists are reading it. There's therapy scenes within the books themselves. And what people are walking away with is knowledge about the red flags, toxic relationships, how to build a strategy if you need one, how to build your tribe, and to make that decision. Do I stay or go?
Yeah, 100%. And, I think that's one that so many people can connect with, and especially in those times and moments that you feel so alone, and those individuals do, and I think that's just a really great topic to explore as well. Where can we find them?
They're on Amazon. And also there's information about my speaking programs, coaching, and books on my website, SkyeBellarmine.com, SkyeBellarmine.com.
Perfect. And, Jackie, before I let you go, too, and wrap up the segment, how has the baby bottle campaign done, and we're going into a capital campaign, right?
Yeah, so the baby bottle, it was amazing, and I'm so thankful for all the support. We didn't quite get to where we needed to be.
I asked you guys for $100,000. I don't ask for much, Jack.
No, I'll tell you what.
Jokes aside, this is still really cool. You guys raised a lot of money.
We raised a lot, and I look at, it's a hard thing to look at such incredible support, and then have to report back and go, we didn't quite get where we needed to be. So now it's like, how do I kind of fill the gap, and how do I get us through, the rest of the year? Because then now there's so many decisions that need to be made, and we have big things coming. Like we have to fix our parking lot, we have to upgrade our technology, we have to get Jake back on the road, which is our mobile medical unit. So there's a lot of things coming down the hatch. I'm like, ooh, okay, we got to fill the gap. So the capital campaign is going to help us do that. So we'll be running that from now until the end of the year. And then we'll be going into the auction at the end of the year. And then on August 30th, come join us. We're going to go and have some fun
August 1st.
Watching baseball. So August 1st.
Okay.
Alton River Dragons.
Yes, this is going to be fun. So the River Dragons are on the show every Tuesday. It's been a little bit of a down year, but it doesn't take away from the experience that is had at the River Dragons games. If you haven't been yet, this is a great time to really experience it. And really for $10 each, tickets are great, and $5 goes right back to Vitality. And then on top of that, I am sure that you're going to have fun hanging out and watching the River Dragons hit a home run for hope.
Yes.
I like it.
Absolutely.
All right.
And that's Friday, August the 1st. We'll put that into an article on RiverBender.com. That's 6:35. How do we get tickets again, Jackie?
So just reach out to our team. Call us 618-466-1690, and we will get you hooked up.
Only 50 tickets are available, so get yours today. How's the best way to reach out and say, we want to write you a check to get you across the finish line?
Please just reach us. So vitalityspeaks.net.
Yep,
we have a little button right on our website that you can hit, the little donate button. It'll take you right into our database. We can get it plugged in right there. We make it so simple. Anything you guys can do to help us fill that gap and get Jake back on the roads, that would be amazing. And we're just excited. I feel like there are some really great things coming. So to have the support of the community has been so incredible. And we just want to continue to build these partnerships, build these relationships with people across our community that are doing these really incredible things, and continue to grow the programs as, car seat safety and just all the things that help mom be successful as she's raising her little guys.
Fantastic stuff, Jackie. Thank you so much, as always, for stopping by. And Skye, it was so nice to get to know you. Thank you so much for sharing your story and really raising some awareness, because I can't even look back at that picture. I couldn't imagine, and especially being a parent now and everything, and how anyone would feel, or just I get just like utter shock still to look at that. And how long ago was that, Skye?
That was about 20 years ago.
Wow. Everyone's doing happy and healthy
They
now?
are. The twins are fine. Everybody's fine.
That's great.
So, but the picture speaks 1,000 words for sure.
And you coming on the show and really just advocating throughout the country speaks for volumes too. We'll take a quick break. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, vitalityspeaks.net. We need at least 2 of you to go up there, donate $20,000, and we'll get started on this capital campaign.
I love it.
I'm going to start throwing random dollar amounts out. And it's like fishing.
I like the way you think, though. You think big. This is great. Like, this is...
Shoot for the moon. Hey, what is that saying? Shoot for the moon, aim for the stars. Aim for the moon, shoot for the whatever it is. I'm just aiming to get you guys get everything taken care of here, because in all seriousness, Vitality is a great group. From free STI testings to free pregnancy screenings, the parental support groups, and all of the great things in between. It's truly remarkable. And you can find out more ways you can help. VitalitySpeaks.net. If you need help today, VitalityWomen'sClinic.org. And again, we'll link it all in a write-up. More next.